We have three layers. In client-server architecture, we have three layers. What are the three layers? First one is presentation layer, right? The second layer is application layer. And third one is your database layer. Database layer. So where you install your application? We install our application here. Okay. In a database, what you have exactly? If you see any database, first of all, in a database layer, you will have one software called database software, right? What I call that as a DB repository. DB repository. Database repository. Repository means programs, reports, screens, menu options of that particular software. Database software. Along with that data, what we have? We have our business data. Right? Here, the application will be installed. At a presentation layer, you will have some login tool. You got this one? If you take any application in the world, the entire logic will work at application layer. Whatever the application you built, that logic, that business logic, that logic will work here. For example, you created one application. That application you installed at this server, and you use one of the database software to store your business data. From here, from your laptop, desktop, your mobile, you log in to that application and access that business data. If you call, we have taken that example of CoWin Go.in application, right? For example, if that is having some 15 screens, that screens are presented application layer. When you call that screen, that will come from application server. And whatever the data you fill in that, it will go and sit in your database layer. The software, entire software will be at application layer. Only the business data will be at database layer. If you take any software in the world, maximum to maximum, all the softwares will follow this only. Application layer, database layer, and presentation layer, we will have one small software called a GUI software. For example, browser will be there. Some tool like a putty tool, browser. In SAP, we have a tool called SAP GUI. SAP GUI, graphical user interface. It is a small tool. What we call that as we also call as logon pad. Logon pad. That small tool will be installed. For example, you guys are 10 users. You all want to log in into some SAP system. That SAP software will be installed somewhere else. For example, Gmail is using SAP. That Gmail's application server and the database server both resides in some USA. From India you are logging in, right? In your laptop you will have only one tool called browser. With that browser you are logging into that application and fetching the data from that database. Here also for SAP we have a tool called logon pad or SAP GUI, which we install at presentation layer. It's a small tool. Just open the tool and click on login. It will connect to the application and database, and it will do all our activities. Okay, I'm throwing you one statement. Listen this statement carefully. You got this point? Where your software is installed, application software is installed, entire software, at which layer? Why mute? At which layer you will have entire software will be installed?
Present layer.
Presentation layer only you will have that logon pad I told you, no? The application software will be installing at application layer only.
Application.
That is the reason we are calling it as application layer. Whatever the application you built by using one of the programming language, that will be installed at here. In which layer we have database software installed?
Database layer.
Database. Here you are using two softwares. One is application software, second one is database software. Database software for managing your business data. The both will reside in the database layer. And the application software is the software which you build. For example, SAP ERP is there. Where you install? Which layer? Technically application layer. For example, some Photoshop software you have created. You have built one application like for video editor. Where you will be installed?
Application layer.
Application layer. All the data that you edited from by using that application will be saved where? In a database layer. Okay?
Okay.
So I'll give you one statement now. If you take any software in the world, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both resides differently. If you take any software in the whole world, the application functionality means the software, the application software, and the data generated by using that software means the business data. What data you are generating by using that software means your business data, right? Both resides differently. One resides in application layer, one resides in database layer. Yes or no? Yes. If you take any software in the world, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both resides differently. When it comes to SAP, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both resides centrally in the database. Confused? If you take any software in the world, the application functionality means where you install your software, whatever the software you built, in which layer you install?
Application.
Application. That means all your software will be installed at application layer. Okay. You built one application, CoWin application, you installed here. In C drive, all your 15 screens will be installed. Okay. And whatever the data you generated by using that software, for maintaining your business data, you are maintaining another layer called database layer. Right?
Yes.
There you do the business data. If you take any software in the world, the application functionality means this software, and the data generated by using that software means your business data. Both resides differently, one in application layer, one in database layer. But when it comes to SAP, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both reside centrally in the database. That means you'll have this application software. What is this here? SAP repository, SAP software, right? SAP repository also at database layer. Generally, where my SAP repository should save? Here. My SAP repository should be here, right? This is my software. I should save this software here, but SAP is not saving their software here. Only few of the application components resides outside of the database at application level. Call them as kernel. Kernel means what? Your .exe files and .dll files. What is .exe file? Anyone? .exe files.
No idea, bhai.
Exec,
Third
exec,
party applications.
executables. Whatever the software, if you want to install, you will get setup.exe file, right? You hit on that setup.exe file. It will execute executable files.
Okay.
What is .dll file? Dynamic link library files. How many types of softwares are you are having? Two types. One is system software. Second one is
database.
application software.
Applications.
System software and application software. Okay. Uh, where I am typing now, in system software or application software?
Application software.
MS Word is a application software, right? Okay. If I give print here, print, the printer is connected to this application software or system software?
System software.
On a hardware, you first install system software. So hardware and system software will have connection, right? Whatever system software will tell, that will your hardware will do. But when you are giving print at your application software, how you are getting? That means the request will go from application software to system software. System software will tell command hardware to give the print. For that purpose, we need a communication between your system software and application software. That communication is established by your .dll files. If you install any application software, you will get definitely .dll file. Without a .dll file, there will be no software. Remember that. If you go to anything, you will get that a .dll files will be there. Files. If you install any software, what software you installed? Let's see. The program files. Okay, MS Office you installed, no? Oh, no. Let's see program files. See, .dll files is there, right? .dll file. My screen is visible. exe files and dll files. These are the heart
That's
of.
why visible.
Yeah, these are the heart of the softwares. If there is no .dll file now, if I give print here, nothing will happen. If I give print here, nothing will happen. Clear? So the system software and the application software. Kirtana, shut down your video. System software and application software. The both softwares will have a link between each and every one. Who will establishing that link? Your .dll files. Without .dll files, there will be no link between your system software and application software. If you install any application in the world, definitely you will get .dll file. If not, no use. Remember that. You will try to install any software, VLC player, and Google Chrome, VMware, any software, and open that folder, installation folder. You will get that .dll file there. Got it?
Yes, I got it.
Yeah. At application layer, I should have installed my SAP software. Right? My SAP software should be at application layer. But what I am doing? In a database, I am putting my all SAP software. Actually, software should be at application layer. The business data should be at a database layer. Right? But here, if you take any other software, the scenario will be like that. But in SAP software and the business data both resides in the database. Then what you have in application layer? That is my question. When I am saying application layer, I should have all my software, right? That is the reason only this .exe files and .dll files are presenting here. SAP is keeping this .exe. Heart of any software is what? your .exe files and .dll files. Remember, this is your heart. The calling will happen by using .exe files and .dll files. So technically SAP is installed where? At application layer only. Why? Your all .exe files and .dll files are present here. Okay, give me one thing. You want to install MS Office in your laptop. Your friend has that MS Office software, this MS Office software. Okay, if you open this, you will have all the software folder. Will you copy entire folder or only copy this setup.exe? Will you copy entire folder, entire software folder, or only setup.exe?
Entire folder.
Entire folder. If I copy only setup.exe, will the software works? No.
No.
Right? When I hit this setup.exe, it will read all these files. See, in this software, you will have Outlook, PowerPoint, programs, report screens of Outlook, PowerPoint, Office, Excel, Paint, everything, Word, all collection of different softwares. If I hit double click on this, it will be reading all the files and it will install into your system, right? So what I am saying, in SAP also, complete your software except this .exe files, .dll files. This entire software, the programs, reports, screens, menu options, everything is saving in the database. Only this heart, this setup.exe file, all the exe files and .dll files, I am keeping it application layer. So technically SAP is installing where? At application layer only. Only these options, these tabs, these programs, everything is saving in the repository. Why you are doing like that? Why SAP is doing like that? See, okay, you know so many softwares, right? What is the maximum size of your known software? Any big software you know? Whatever the software, 12 GB. What is that?
Kali
So,
links.
huh?
Kali links.
Okay, 12 GB. For example, I installed your, what is the software name? Can you please spell out?
Kali links, sir.
KALI.
KLI. Okay.
LINUX.
NUN.
LINUX. Space.
Space.
LINUX.
Okay, whatever.
No.
Okay, whatever. The software is there. Okay, that software is installed at application layer. And whatever the data I generate by using that software is going into the business data. Okay, fine. That software size is 12 GB. Where that will be saved? In where you are installing? In C drive, application server. So C drive you are installing. Okay, whenever I call from here, for example, some login screen I need, from here you are calling, it is searching in this 12 GB for that screen and it is bringing. And if I enter some data into that data is going into your business data, right? That thing will happen generally. It is 12 GB. That is the reason immediately you are getting, within 1 minute you are getting that screen. But here my SAP software size itself 250 GB. What is the software size? 250 GB.
250 GB.
Okay, if I save this 250 GB software here, I'm not saving my repository here. Instead of that, 250 GB SAP repository at application layer in my C drive, and I use my database layer for business data. Okay, if I call one sales order screen from this 250 GB data, it will take nearly 1 hour. it has to search entire hard disk and it has to fetch up that sales order screen, right? Will you wait for 1 hour to book any mobile or anything?
No.
So what SAP is doing, and anyhow they are purchasing one of the database software. For example, Oracle is there, Oracle database. They are purchasing to store their business data. Why don't we use the same database to store my SAP repository also? Here, most of the company's business data will be 250 GB, boss. Here, my software itself 250 GB. So the thing is, you are purchasing a glass to drink water. Okay, you purchase that glass. That is your wish. You drink water, you drink buttermilk, or you drink what juice. That is your wish. You are already owner of that glass, right? Will they restrict you? No, no, no. You bought this one to drinking water. You don't drink juice. Do anyone tell that?
No.
No. The same thing, to store my business data, I have taken license from Oracle software. Why don't I use the same software to store my repository also? Why? It is also not a small software. It is the software itself having 250 GB. If I save my 250 GB of software here, what happens now? If you call for sales order screen, it will connect to application to SAP repository. So when it is 250 GB saving in the database software, the insertion, the retrieval is fast when compared to file system, right? When I save in the C drive, it takes 2 hours to 3 hours to get the sales order screen. If I save same data in the hard by using the database software, then it will bring the screen immediately. That is the reason SAP is saving its application component, means the software also in the database layer. Then why this application layer means what they are doing, the core files, the heart of the software is what? Your .exes and .dlls, right? They are storing that .exe and .dlls at application layer. So now tell me, technically where I am installing SAP? At application layer only. Why? The calling is happening from application layer. The .exes and .dlls are saving there. Only your programs, reports, screens, menu options, everything will be residing here. But who will call? This .exe files, .dll files will call. When calling, they are coming. Got the point?
Yes, bro.
Yeah. Oh, so no other software is having 250 GB, but SAP software itself having 250 GB. If my software size is 1 GB, 2 GB, I'll save in my C drive in file system. Immediately it will bring the data. But here my software itself 250. Why 250 GB? It is ERP is a combination of nearly 200 plus business modules. If you install that ERP software, SAP ERP software, you will get SD software, finance, accounts, controlling, everything. Na? So the combination of 250 softwares is one ERP. Obviously, I'll have huge amount of software size. That is the reason I'm saving my software as well as business data in my database layer. If you take any other software, how will be saving that? How that will be saving? The software is saving at application layer only the business data and SAP DB repository. Database software and your business data both resides in database layer, and your application software resides in application layer. But here in SAP, the application software also residing in the database along with the business data and your database software. So in a database, you will have SAP software as well as database software, whatever the database you use, Oracle, Sybase, MaxDB, MSSQL, whatever. Two softwares and one business data will be there. Then why you need application layer means your heart of your software is residing here, .exe and .dls. What is .exe? Executable files. What are .dlls? Dynamic link library files. Clear?
Yes, right, clear.
Yes, sir.
Sir, if we hello,
Yes.
hello, sir.
Yes. Yes.
If we use operating system as server 2000 or 2008 or 2014, so we can't install SAP in our personal system.
Yes, you can install.
It is 250 GB, sir. Software, SAP software.
Yes, 250 GB. For that software, you
Okay.
need some that much hard disk memory. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay. We install in server operating systems only. No client operating system will support SAPs and databases. Remember that. Okay. Your doubt is
Okay, sir.
clear? Okay. Okay, now tell me the difference between two. For example, I have two different software. One is SAP software. Second one is some software which is developed on some Java. Any software, some XYZ software is there. Okay, how that software will present? Oh, sorry. At a presentation layer, you install one tool, any tool, whether it may be a browser or a putty tool, any tool to log in. Okay, this at application layer, what you install? You install the application, whatever application. Your XYZ application will be installed where? Your XYZ application will be installed at here. Your software name is XYZ. Okay. And in a database layer, you'll have a database software. What is the database software? For example, Sybase database is there. That software is there. Along with that database, you'll have your business data. Your application software is residing at C drive. In C drive, you are installing that XYZ. That is having some 20 screens, for example. Okay, if you take your SAP, technically, where should I install my SAP? All SAP software at application layer, right? Here I need to install my SAP, this layer. Okay, and in a database layer, what should I have? The same one database, any database. For example, you take Sybase database. My database is Sybase DB, and my business data will be here, right? Yet. Technically, I should install my SAP software here, but I am not installing here. I am keeping all my SAP software at database layer. Why? My software itself, huge software. That is the reason I am saving all my SAP repository here. SAP repository in this layer. Then what you are installing here? Only I am keeping the supporting executable files and the DLL files of all the entire the software. I am keeping here .exe files and .dll files. So these two are the heart of any software, right? So they are residing at application layer. That is the reason I am saying SAP is installed at application layer. But actually the data is where? In a database repository. If you take any other software, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both resides differently. But when it comes to SAP, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both resides centrally in the database. Only few of the application components resides outside of the database at application level. Call them as kernel, that are .exe files and .dll files. Simple. Why you are doing like this? Means if you take this software size is 2 GB. Okay, if I save that software in my C drive, Within 2 GB, I'll immediately bring the data. Whatever the screen I want, I can immediately call. But here my database size is 250 GB. My software size is 250 GB. If I save my this 250 GB of programs, reports, screens, everything in my C drive, it is a file system storage, right? So it will take some time. That is the reason what I do. I'll save my that 250 GB of software at database layer. At anyhow, I'm purchasing the database software to store the business data. Along with that, I save my software also. If I manage my software and business data by using one of the database software, what happens? The retrieval, the insertion of your data will be quick. Simple. Got it?
Yes, right.
Yes, bhai.
Yes, sir.
If you understand this, and what we are installing here at presentation layer, SAP GUI, or you can say logon pad. It's a small tool, just like it works like a browser. To log in into any website, what you have in your presentation layer, GUI will be installed, right? In your laptops, your mobiles, what is the software installing? GUI is
GUI.
that browser.
Yes.
By logging into browser, you can connect to any website. The same way to log in into SAP, there will be one tool called SAP GUI or logon pad. Here SAP GUI will be installed. Here your kernel files will be there, and in your database you will have SAP repository, business data, and DB repository. What is repository? Repository means nothing but all software content, programs, reports, screens, and menu options. Menu options means all these are all menus. This is one menu options. Menu options, programs, reports, screens, menu options, and even your printer fax configuration settings, printer and fax configuration settings, and your data dictionary. Data dictionary. What is data dictionary? I'll tell you tomorrow. Fax configuration settings and data all comes under your repository. I'll ask you what is SAP repository means. Programs, reports, screens, menu options, printer and fax configuration settings, and data dictionary. All your software. In a software, what you have all these things. Entire software is saving here. And this software related .exe files and .dll files are saving at application layer. So the heart of the software is your .exes and .dlls. I am saving that at application layer. So once again I am giving the same statement. If you take any software in the world, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both resides differently. But when it comes to SAP, the application functionality and the data generated by using that software both reside centrally in the database. Only few of the application components resides outside of the database at application level, call them as kernel. Clear? I'll show you how to log in into the system.
Yes, bhai, clear.
So, sir, every software will have this kernel file, sir, or only
Yeah.
SAP will have?
Obviously, kernel means your .exes and .dlls. Definitely, if you update your mobile, go into about phone, you will get kernel version. Without .exe, .dlls, no software is there, na? Definitely, you will have a kernel version for that.
Okay, sir.
See, this is your logon pad. See, I installed my SAP on Windows Server, not on Windows 10, Windows 11. Windows Server operating system. Just double click on that logon pad. That will be installed at your presentation, all end users location. Just to say, double click and it will log in. For the first time you are logging into SAP, right? 000 SAP star and password is basis 423. చలో మీ స్క్రీన్ మీద కొబ్బరికాయ కొట్టండి ఒకసారి. This is how we log in. See, this screen, from where we are getting this screen, Means if from your SAP repository you are getting the screen. Where it is saved? In your database only. You won't have anything at your laptop. Only the small tool, the GUI tool. That's it. I think we don't have time. Yeah, that's enough for today. From tomorrow onwards, I'll start my SAP's architecture. Okay. Please be on time. Okay. If I start